There is a kind of Megxit-esque family rift going on within the Beckhams. You're probably more qualified than me to explain what's happened.
But
over to you, Samara. Over to you, Samara. Yeah.
Brooklyn Beckham didn't turn up to David Beckham's 50th.
No.
And there seems to be a dispute between Victoria Beckham and Brooklyn's American wife, which does sound quite familiar when we're talking about the royal family.
Yeah, there are issues there, certainly. I mean, he also didn't show up to Romeo's 21st birthday, which was also a couple of days ago. So he's definitely trying to distance himself from the family. I mean, he lives in America now. He enjoys the very nice lifestyle of Nelson Peltz, who is Nicola Peltz's multi-billionaire father. I think he's chosen the money, in my opinion. That's just a speculation, but I think that he's very happy with the cushy lifestyle that Nelson kind of shows. And he's kind of like the poster child for being a Nepo baby. He has all these kind of ventures, photography ventures, chef ventures that don't go very right. And I think in terms of Nicola, a lot of people are drawing comparisons between his wife and Meghan's because she is quite controlling. Her and Victoria, reports say, they don't get along. And I think that it's one of those situations where he's had to choose between mother or wife. And similar to Harry, he's chosen his wife over his family.
So it does sound familiar, but do you think the Princess of Wales would have deliberately worn a Victoria Beckham outfit to show some kind of sign?
I think she would have done, yeah. She certainly did. I mean, British designers really took off with her. She just really wore their clothes, and of course she looked stunning in them. But you know, David Beckham is a really nice person, a lovely man, and he does an awful lot for people. And you know, I don't know why he didn't come to his father's party. I mean, if he left his wife at home, fine, but you know, I think he should have been there. I think he's, you know, he's tried everything to give that boy a start, as you say. He's tried photography. He's trying to be a chef. And now he's to be a toy boy, just running around with this.
Exactly right. Yeah.
With this rich family. Well, you know, I think personally, family's everything. I think, you know, your mother, your father, your siblings, they're everything to you. And if you distance yourself from them, I think it's a sad life. I mean, it's just similar to Harry. He's distanced himself from his family, and it's just. I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's terrible. I think family's everything. I think. Everything, yeah.
It's a very familiar story then.
These Americans taking away Britain's finest men, you know. Harry, Brooklyn, who next?
Yeah. They're not being dragged kicking and screaming though, are they?
No.
They're willing participants, I think, Harry.
The LA lifestyle's not bad.
I was just mentioning earlier about Princess of Wales's video. So some of it was set in the Isle of Mull. It was set to music. She narrated it. She was talking about nature and, you know, talking about spring. We're going to get 4 of these. Timed for each season. We've possibly compared the Instagram and social media pages between the Princess of Wales and the Duchess of Sussex. They've both got modern approaches to telling their stories. Do we favour one over the other? Do we look forward to Meghan's Instagram posts more than the Prince and Princess of Wales? Or what's your thoughts, Samara?
I mean, I think Kate and William had the original Instagram page that I think Meghan actually copied a lot out of. This sort of whimsical, soft camera lighting, you know, beiges, linens. That's more Meghan. But I think that...
Back view of the kids.
Back view of the kids. I mean, I think they were the original ones. They really mastered social media early on. I remember, you know, even 2012, 2013, they were posting fantastic videos, but kind of showing enough, but also keeping their privacy intact. And I think that with Kate's beautiful videos, she's talking more about her healing journey. And I think in a way, Meghan's copying her, but William and they never put a foot wrong, William and Kate. They never do.
She's using this, isn't she, Arthur, to kind of tell us more about her personality
in
her own words.
The thing is, when she was ill, she did that video telling us exactly what was wrong with her. That was pretty brave. I thought very brave. And you know, we all watched that, and you know, we just wished that she was going to get through it, and she did. And now this video is to celebrate that, you know, to say, you know, look, I'm through it, and thank God, and this is what I want to do. I want to spend more time in the outdoors. And I think comparing the two, I think, you know, she was quite ill and she looked tired, and then now we get to see this this lovely lady just walking around Scotland. It was just brilliant. So no, I think it's a great thing. And as far as you know, I think Catherine's a very good photographer as well, and she's got the eye for it, and she looks wonderful. So I think it's brilliant, and I hope the other 3 videos that come are just as good.
Yeah, well, I imagine this is something that's she'll get more confidence, or the Wales will get more confident now in producing these videos, and I think we're going to get more and more of them telling their stories on Instagram in the same way that Meghan and Harry are telling us their love story on Instagram. So we're just gonna have to be on our phones the whole time trying to find out what's going on both sides of the Atlantic, sadly.
Beyonce concert versus the hills of England.
No comparison.
Yeah.
Now, last week, Arthur, we were on with Robert Jobson, and we had a really good chat, I think, about the King and everything that he's gone through, and everything, the kind of achievements that he's succeeded in the last couple of years. You were a keen viewer, I imagine, of his VE Day speech.
I was, yeah. I thought it was pretty brilliant, actually. I thought, he used it to talk about, war and peace and the things he cares about. Yeah, I thought that was the best part of the concert, actually. I thought, when after that, it all sort of just, for me, was a bit boring. I thought, they needed some of the old veteran rockers like Tom Jones and probably Rod Stewart, to liven it up at the end. But, watching Dad's Army was funny, but the King's speech was, it was excellent. I think he made the point very much that, the world is in turmoil at the moment. We've got India and Pakistan, we've got Israel and, of course, Ukraine. So it's no fun now. Every time you pick the papers up, it's just misery everywhere, and people, and Gaza, of course. So he's made that point, and a lot of people take notice of what he says. He never makes speeches without giving it an awful lot of thought, and as you know, I like him a lot, and I do feel that he is he's a statesman as well as our king. He realises that people listen to what he says, and let's hope Donald Trump's out in the Middle East now. Maybe let's hope he can sort of solve some of the problems there. But the King is he thinks about it carefully, and he always injects a bit of humour into it as well.
There was one little joke in there about the late Queen conga line dancing outside
exactly.
Buckingham Palace.
So he always does that to line it up a bit, but clever man, yeah.
With all this kind of look, we've outlined how much trivial news there is with the royals the last couple of weeks, with a doorbell ring cam, dancing at a Beyonce concert. It is very important sometimes to just remember that the royals should tackle serious issues.